class we have started with the analysis problem of a gravity dam, right? So in that the problem was given as a figure showing section of a gravity dam in the non-overflow portion, that is the portion excluding spillway. That portion was given in the figure. So we have to calculate the maximum vertical stresses at the heel and at the toe of the dam and measure principal stress at the toe of the dam, the intensity of shear stress on a horizontal plane near the toe. So for that we have worked out a list of forces acting on a gravity dam. Out of those forces, what are the predominant forces or major forces which are acting on a gravity dam, that we have marked, and we have discarded those forces which are not much effective or those are not acting on the given section of a dam. In this, the weight of concrete was mentioned in the problem as 23.5 kilonewton per meter cube, and we have to neglect the earthquake effects. Therefore, earthquake forces won't come in picture for this case of dam. Therefore, we have discarded the earthquake forces. We have, again, this is the normal case wherein they have not given any details about ice and ice pressure. Therefore, this also will not be there. So remaining other are the forces acting on a gravity dam. Therefore, we decided to work out all the forces, work out its line of action and the point where does it act, so that we can work out the distances, the lever arm distance to take a movement about toe. That was the line of action for solving the problem. So here in this problem, the section was given in this way, right? So we have marked all the distances in this. So for the first force to calculate, that is uh, weight of dam, self weight of dam, we have divided the entire dam geometry given in two parts. One in a rectangular portion having width as top width 6 meter and the total height. The remaining part will be the triangular portion. Okay. So we have finished off the vertical forces. Fine. So vertically downward forces we have worked out first. Then we will go for vertically upward forces. So in the previous class we have worked out what is W1, W2 moment of these two forces we have worked out. Additionally, the water which is stored in this portion on the downstream side in a triangular wedge portion, that also we have worked out, so that it will act in a vertically downward direction. A little exaggerated figure I have tried to draw over here. You are observing here itself. So it will be a 4-meter width of water that can be observed, and the tail water depth is say about 6 meters. That's what they have mentioned. So RLs they were those were mentioned in the problem. So base RL is 205, tail water is at an elevation of 211. Therefore this height will be 6 meter. Accordingly, we have worked out this weight which is acting in downward direction. So right now we have finished with the vertically downward forces, right? So this what we have discussed. Weight of dam divided in two parts, W1, W2 respective lever arms we have calculated to take the movement about toe. Fine. Then weight of water supported on a downstream face, that also we have covered, right? Now you work out this sum of vertical forces and movements accordingly, and you can tell me the values so that I can write it over here. Okay. Do the summation. If you have done it earlier, well and good, you can tell me that. Okay. So sum of W1, W2 and water supported on downstream face. Yes, Anand has replied. So this one is summation V1. You are correct. Let me see in the chat box. So okay. So this value is as per your calculations. It is say 56024.22 kilonewton. Okay, now what about summation M1, that is moment of all these vertically downward forces? You have to take the algebraic sum. So give due consideration to all the sign conventions, to the plus minus. Yes. Others, you also have to perform the calculations and let me know your answers, whether you are getting it or not. Why this much time is requiring? Only you have to add three numbers. 627732 plus 1468750 156.96. Okay, it is 2096638.96. Yes. Those who have replied in the chat box, Anand, Shivani, Geeta, you are correct. So rest of the people, I hope you just have say logged into this meeting and you are somewhere else other than this meeting, right? So excluding these 3 to 4 people, all are only present virtually. So I can't say you are present physically as you are not visible to me. You are present only virtually and you are somewhere else other than this class. So keep it in mind that uh, we are not sure about your say exams, what is there about your exam at the end of the semester. But as this is in your curriculum, it is mandatory to learn these things. These are very basics. It is not very say advanced things that you are learning. It is only a geometrical section what is given. You are just calculating pressures and forces. Basic things you have to learn. Hopefully all of you or few of you are going to give GATE exam or other competitive exams. There is you don't have say direct questions which are asked on anything that you have mugged up or by hearted. So there you have to apply your knowledge, apply your concepts, and those concepts are on basics itself. Yes. Okay, fine. So let it be. It is your choice, your wish how to attend a class, whether it is attentively or only for the sake of attendance. That's your matter of interest. Yes. So now vertically downward forces, that is the stabilizing forces are over now. Now we will go for vertical forces, but that too in a reverse direction or vertically upward forces. So in this next force that we will calculate is, preferably I would write it in on a fresh page. So sign conventions as like earlier, we have vertically downward force as positive, vertically upward negative, towards right negative, towards left, that is towards reservoir, positive. Then movements anti-clockwise, say clockwise movements negative, anti-clockwise movements positive. Fine. So now we will calculate vertically upward forces. So in that the major force is uplift pressure. So again same thing we have to do. We have to first draw the pressure distribution diagram. So as per the USBR guidelines, it has been recommended that the uplift pressure intensities at the heel and at the toe, those can be taken as the respective hydrostatic pressures at the heel and at the toe. So therefore, we first require the hydrostatic pressure or water pressure on the upstream and on the downstream side. Right. So on the upstream side, the water is there. Height of water retained on upstream side is 80 meter. So if we draw the hydrostatic pressure distribution diagram for this, it would be as I am not teaching on the board, it would be slightly difficult for me to draw the figures freehand. Difficult in the sense it won't look very clear, therefore I am taking help of scale, right? So at the base, pressure intensity will be gamma W into H up to this, and this force is acting in horizontal direction. Fine. Now if we convert this uplift pressure to a force, this force will be acting at a distance h by 3 from base. Right? So I will draw it over here. So this will be capital P, which is a hydrostatic force acting at a distance h by 3 from base, that is 80 by 3. Now the magnitude of this hydrostatic force P will be equal to area of this triangular portion which is drawn in green color, that is area of hydrostatic pressure distribution diagram. So this is a triangular portion having base as gamma W into H, height H as 80 meter. So area of triangle will be half base into height, that you can do. Now on the downstream side there is a water for a height of 6 meters. So again this will be having a horizontal thrust that will be exerted on this downstream face. As this is a slant one, we have considered that as to be vertical, and then we have resolved this force into a horizontal one, and the vertical weight of water stored in this triangle that we have already worked out. So here this intensity will be gamma W into H dash. So therefore now we can draw the uplift pressure distribution diagram conveniently over here. So what is the USBR guideline? Can anybody from you let me know if you remember that? If say drainage gallery is provided, in that case what would be the uplift pressure distribution diagram that we have to draw? So no doubt at these two faces, that is on heel and at toe, we have to take the uplift pressure intensities at these respective faces. So what is the modification in the case of drainage gallery provided, that you have to tell me, right? So this will be gamma W into H, whereas this is gamma W into H dash, right? So if space is available, here you can mention the values. So what is the value of gamma W into H dash? You can write it over here, and you can write gamma W into H value over here. Now, if say this drainage gallery was not provided, in that case, we would probably, yes, Anand replies that stress at toe is more. So that will be with regards to the total stresses what are getting developed. I am only asking right now what is about the uplift pressure that will get developed. So water is stored on upstream and on the downstream side. Therefore, the uplift pressure exerted, that you have to consider it as the uplift pressure intensity at the upstream face or heel face as this intensity itself. So this same you have to draw it over here. Likewise, on the toe side, gamma W into H dash, we have to draw it on this side, right? So respective stresses we are drawing in the uplift pressure distribution diagram. So now, if this drainage gallery is not provided, in that case, we would have joined this by a straight line. That was the usual case which has been given by USBR. If no drainage gallery is there, gamma W into H, gamma W into H dash, join these two by a straight line, that will be uplift pressure distribution diagram. Now, what is the case for drainage gallery provided? Right? So because of the drainage gallery provided, some of, say, partially the uplift pressure that will get reduced, and that reduction, how that has been worked out at, say, 1/3 of difference between these two, that also I have explained in the earlier class. Right. So at the center line of this drainage gallery, which is at a distance 8 meter, so now here we have to draw the ordinate now. So as per the USBR guideline, this is that by plotting these two, you don't join this by a straight line. That will be for the very normal case. Now here for the drainage gallery to be provided, the ordinate would get modified to so this will be same as gamma W into H dash over here. So here this total ordinate now, it will be, I am drawing it with a different color, therefore, so that you can understand easily. So this ordinate is nothing but this gamma W into H dash plus 1/3 of difference between these two. Okay. So it will be gamma W into H dash, that is uplift pressure at the toe plus 1/3 of difference between these two stresses or uplift pressures, gamma W into H minus gamma W into H dash. If in case no tailwater is there, you can directly take this as 0 and the figure that will get modified accordingly. So now you can put the values as you are knowing value of gamma W, that you have assumed it as 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. Value of H is known, height is 80 meter and H dash is 6 meter. Put all these values and write down gamma W into H, gamma W into H dash. Fine. Now as this is an irregular geometry, we cannot directly work out the total area of this figure. So conveniently we can divide it into the number of segments, number of convenient rectangular and triangular portions, so that for each and every part we can take the moment about toe, so that calculation of distances will be easier and accordingly the calculation of movement that will be easier. So we will divide this first figure. I will draw it by say red line. So this one will be entire U1. So this is of about 8 meter width, say up to center line, and this total height for this U1 will be this total ordinate, right? Then U2 will be there. U2 will be this portion, this triangular 8 meter and this one. Fine. U3 will be this rectangular strip of say 48 meter width. So out of 56, 8 if you minus, then this will be 48 meter. So U3 will be gamma W into H dash into 48. Then the final one U4. Fine. So quickly we can calculate all these forces, we can write all the values over here and fastly we can put it in the tabular form, right? So let me know once you have finished with this part and you have written all the values therein. Fine. Yes. Done with this part? Okay, fine. We will go for tabular form now. Now you have this figure in front of you. So I will just put it, say, let us see whether it is possible to put it in this fashion so that it will be easy for us to write down in this form. Okay, uplift pressure we will calculate it now. So here we have divided this figure in 4 different parts, U1, U2, U3 and U4. So one by one we will calculate. Now as this is the uplift pressure, this will be acting in vertically upward direction. So what will be the sign conventions for all these forces, U1, U2, U3, U4? All are acting vertically upward. You can observe the sign conventions that I have mentioned over here. So it will be against the stability of dam, therefore it will have sign as negative. Yes, correct. So U1 sign will be negative. Okay. Now as like in the first force, what we did in that, we just calculated the area, then you have multiplied it with the unit weight of concrete. Now here this is the force exerted by water. Already we have taken here gamma W and say unit weight of water we have taken. What is required you just calculate the area of this figure. That's it. It will be the uplift force or say magnitude of that force in kilonewton. No need to multiply it again by gamma W. Here in the calculation of pressure intensity itself we have taken gamma W. Therefore, no need to take again gamma W. So U1 will be, as you said, it is vertically upward force, therefore minus sign. U1 is a rectangular portion having width say 8 meter. Now what will be this portion? This ordinate is gamma W into H dash plus 1/3 of difference between these two. Gamma W into H dash will be 9.81 into H dash. What is this value? Let me know. First tell me gamma W into H dash. It will be say 9.81 into 6. Whether you are getting this answer? 58.86. So here this, yes, space is not there. I will try to write it over here so that you will get understand it. Now here gamma W into H will be 9.81 into 80. So what is the value? Gamma W into H on a heel. 9.81 into 80. That's what you have to do. Okay, correct, Romana. 784.8. Fine. Now, what is this ordinate? The uplift pressure intensity at the center line of drainage gallery. So the center line of drainage gallery is at a distance 8 meter from the upstream face. Put all these values, gamma W into H dash, that is 58.86 plus 1/3 of difference between these two, 784.8 minus 58.86. So what is the answer? Vinayak Ghadge, whether there is any network problem from your side? You have left the meeting, again you have joined. Okay. 300.84 is the ordinate at the center line of drainage gallery. So this is pressure intensity, so it will have unit as kilonewton per meter square. If you multiply it with the area of the figure, yeah, okay, fine, no issue. Multiply it with the area, it will be giving you the force of uplift. So therefore, now we can directly write down the values. So 8 into this ordinate 300.84 multiplied by 1, that is the third dimension, or lengthwise we are taking as 1 meter. Fine. So area of this pressure intensity diagram itself will give us uplift pressure force. What is this value? You can write it over here. Yes, 2406.72 kilonewton. Now what is the lever arm distance for this U1? So it will be a rectangular portion having width 8 meter. So this force will act at the center, that is 4 meter from this side or 4 meter from this side. We are interested in taking moment about toe. So let me know the lever arm distance, that is from CG up to the toe. You have to work out the distance. So this distance would be, Either you can do 56 minus 4 or say 4 plus 48. Okay, correct. So for your understanding, I will write it in this way. 8 by 2, that is up to its center. So from this side plus 48, right? So this will be 52 meter. Work out the moment about toe quickly. Now what is the nature of movement, that you have to let me know. Whether it is clockwise movement or anti-clockwise movement. So it is acting vertically upward. You have to take movement about toe. So U1 is in this direction. It is acting in clockwise. Yes. Anand, you are. See how movements are getting developed. How come it would be? Yes, it is negative. So it is clockwise movement because of this U1. Therefore, sign you have to give it as negative. Minus. So what is the value? Force into lever arm distance. Into 52. Yes. 125,194,49.44. Okay. So this is for first force. Similarly, we'll go for now U2. So U2, again this is the uplift force acting vertically upward, therefore minus sign. Yes, Romana, you are also correct. Now this is the triangular portion, therefore area of a triangle we are supposed to write. So half base will be this 8 meter. Now what is this height? Height of a triangle. This much portion we have to take. So this total is gamma W into H, which is 784.8. Out of this it is 300.84. This minus the ordinate at center line, that you can minus it. So total was 784.8 minus 300.84, that you have to do. Is it correct or not? Yes. It is 4. Okay. You are correct. 483.96. Yes. So this ordinate or height of the triangle will be 483.96 multiplied by 1 meter length. That will give us the value of magnitude of force in kilonewton. So write down this force now. Now what will be the lever arm distance for this triangle? Whether it will be the same lever arm distance for U1 and U2, or whether it is different one. Okay, 1935.84, correct. Now tell me about lever arm distance. Lakshmi, Romana, Veena, Shivani, Geeta, Akash, whosoever replied in this chat box about this force, all of you are correct. So good going. Tell me about lever arm distance. Okay, it is 48 this distance. Yes, absolutely correct. Then from this side it is 2h by 3. You are absolutely correct, Anand. So tell me about what is this height is, say 8 meter. So from this apex it will be 2h by 3, and from this side it will be h by 3. Yes, correct. So 48 plus 2 into 8 by 3. So write down this value, work out. So it will be 53.33, correct. Now accordingly write down the respective movement. So what is the movement? Again this U2 is in vertically upward direction, therefore creating an anti-clockwise movement, right? So therefore what will be the sign convention for U2? No. Whether it is an anti-clockwise movement or clockwise movement, U2, it is acting vertically upward and creating movement in which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Akash, Vinayak, Lakshmi, Shivani. Yes, it is clockwise movement. So therefore what will be the sign? Negative. Absolutely correct. So minus force into lever arm distance will be the, yes. What is the value of movement now? Okay, 103, correct. 244.8. Romana, you just take your answer once again. Okay. 103,244.8. Yes. Others are also getting the same answer. Fine. Now the next force, that is U3. So it is a rectangular portion. Now area of a rectangle will be length multiplied by width. So length of this U3 will be 48, whereas width is gamma W into H dash. Again this is uplift pressure, so acting vertically upward, therefore sign will be negative. Area of this U3 uplift pressure distribution diagram will be 48 multiplied by gamma W into H dash is 58.86 multiplied by 1 meter as the unit length. So write down this value and accordingly write down the moment. What is this answer? 10328. You are getting these values for U2 moment. How? So okay, 48 plus 16 by 3. So there will be slight difference because whether you have taken this 16 by 3 or 53.33 directly, that will have slight change in the values of movement. So no issue about that. Fine. Okay. So whether you have taken it as 53.33 or this 16 by 3 plus 48, because of that you are getting slight different values. Okay, next one, U3 now. Okay, the value is 2825.28, correct? 2825.28. Okay. Now lever arm distance. A rectangle is there. Now what will be the lever arm distance to take movement about toe? It will act at its CG. So I have drawn somewhat slightly there outside. So it will be at its CG. Yes, correct. Shweta, it will be at a distance 24 meter from toe. Now what is about the movement? Again, take movement about toe. 3, is creating a movement in clockwise direction, therefore sign will be negative. So 2825.28 into 24. So what is the answer that you are getting? Yes, correct. It is 67806.72. Yes, correct. Good. Now last one. U4. 72.76. Okay, doesn't matter. So U4, again a triangle is there. Vertically upward force, therefore minus sign, negative. What is the force? U4 will be area of this triangle. So half base into height. Base, say 48, height of this triangle. You can write this ordinate. Now what will be the ordinate for U4? I draw it with a different color so that it will be understood by you. So U4, what is the height for U4? So total ordinate is 300.84, which will be gamma w into h dash plus 1/3 of difference between these two ordinates, minus this gamma w into h dash, that is 58.86. Okay. So it is the answer. Shweta, you are somewhere wrong. Anand, you are correct. It is 241.98. Geeta, you are also correct. Shweta, now you are correct. Okay. So I hope Shweta, you did directly 300 by 2 earlier. Okay. So 48 multiplied by this ordinate, as we have said, it is 241.98 into 1 as the length. Okay. So write down the value of U4. Accordingly, take the moment about toe, which will be acting at CG. So, okay, value is 5807.52 kilonewton. Yes, all of you are getting same answer and which is correct. Yeah, yes, okay. 0.52, 0.56, okay, fine. Right. So now what is the lever arm distance for U4? A triangle is there. So having this distance as 48 meters. We are supposed to take the moment about toe. So it will be at a distance h by 3 from base to h by 3 from its apex. So what will be the value that we have to take for lever arm distance? Yes? (48 by 3) is from this face. See, this triangle is there. U4. Take movement about toe, that is to this face. Triangle is there, right? So 48 by 3 will be, Vinayak, that will be from this base, right? So from apex this will be 2h by 3, or say this 2 into total distance, or 48, 2 into 48 by 3. So moment about toe is required, therefore yes or no, whether it is correct or not, it is 2 into 48 by 3. Agreed or not? Yes. So it is 2 into 48/3. Okay, so this value is 32 meter. Now quickly tell me about movement. What is the nature? What is the... Yes, Kambaye Pranav, you are also correct. It is 32 meter. So movement. No, it will be again force creating a movement in which direction? Okay, clockwise or anti-clockwise? See, about toe you have to take a movement and U4 is again acting in vertically upward direction. So take this as the pivot point. Try to rotate it. So it will be a clockwise movement. No, all these forces U1, U2, U3, U4, entire this figure, whatever we have drawn right now in say green color at the below portion, that entire this is the uplift pressure. So all these forces are acting in upward direction itself. Therefore, all of these are inducing a movement in clockwise direction. Therefore, you will have sign for movement as negative. Okay, value that I have got earlier in the chat box. Okay, wait. Hope this one. Yeah, it is correct. 185. So all of you have mentioned already that value is correct. Okay, 185,840.64. Okay, kilonewton meter. Now all of these are acting vertically upward, having sign negative. Accordingly, movements that have created in clockwise direction. So now take this sum over here for the forces as well as for movement. So okay, it will be now summation V2 and respectively it is summation M2. Yes, U1, U2, U3, U4. Quickly add all these four forces and respective movements over here, forces over here. Okay, the value of V2 that we have is 12972 point, okay, 36 12975. Shivani, you are getting 12975, 975 or 972. Please check this. 975. Okay, fine. Point 48. Sorry, how much is it? 36. Now about movement. Yes, it is 48 with the sign negative. Okay, 482 041.56. Now the total vertical force, if we work out, say summation V, this value of V that you have got is in negative. Earlier there was, say, vertically downward force, summation V1 was there with us, the earlier value was known to us. Now what is the total, say, summation V1 plus summation V2 you have to do, but give due consideration to the sign, as this is the algebraic sum, not the arithmetic sum. So it is summation V1 plus summation V2 you have to do. V1 is 560.24 and V2 is 12975 something. So this value was 56024.22 minus 12975.36. Now we want summation V. It will be, say, summation V1 plus summation V2. Summation V1 is positive, summation V2 is negative. Therefore, we first write summation V1 plus V2, but while taking the values, you take it according to the sign. So summation V1 is plus, summation V2 is minus. What is the answer? I think the value is 4, 3. Yes. V1 plus V2, that's it you have to do. Okay. 43048.86. Now the sign for this is V1 is greater than V2, therefore it will have a positive sign. Right. So we will come to the part of total moment later. So we will require summation M and summation V for calculating the eccentricity and other parts. Right. So right now we have just covered the all vertical forces, vertically upward and vertically downward forces. Now we will go for horizontal forces. What's the time now? It is about 11:58. So okay, only two forces are there for horizontal direction that we will finish off very quickly. Already we have drawn that in the figure itself. We just have to write the values now. Okay, so we'll go for forces in horizontal direction. So hope you have understood the part till now, all the vertical forces. So we will go for now part B, that is horizontal forces or horizontal uh, water pressure is there only. So horizontal forces in this, only two forces are there, that is on upstream side and on the downstream side. Upstream side there is a water which is having the hydrostatic pressure in the horizontal direction, right? This P is there. Similarly, there will be water which is stored on the downstream side. So you can say slightly zoom to this part so that it will get clear to you. Say here the triangular portion is there, that we have written it as gamma W into H dash as the pressure intensity at the base. So again this force is in the horizontal direction. So here we have used the notation P for hydrostatic pressure on upstream side. Similarly, we will use notation as P dash for this force in the horizontal direction on tail side or downstream side. Right? So simply we have to write down the area under this figure for upstream side and for downstream side. चेक दिले की परवा चेक दिले RO नहीं RT एकच आहे बर ठीक आहे. So okay, horizontal force, that is water pressure on upstream side, and second horizontal force will be water pressure on downstream side. Fine. So we'll write that in the table. So please let me know if it is not visible to you. So water pressure, first we will write it for on upstream phase, right? So notation for hydrostatic pressure on upstream side we will use capital P as the notation, and on downstream phase the water pressure is there, we will use notation P dash. Fine. So P will be for upstream phase, P dash will be for downstream phase or tailwater. Now you can see over here, this is horizontal force now. So no doubt for calculation of this force we are just doing the area under this diagram. Now here this force is acting towards the dam, that is towards right side, right? So therefore its sign will be plus or minus. This force is acting towards dam portion. So here this is towards right. What is the sign that I have to write it over here now, plus or minus? Yes, Vinayak, you are absolutely correct. Vinayak, Shweta, Romana, all of you are correct. It is minus. So area under this figure will be, triangular portion is there. So half base into height. Base is gamma W into H dash. Height is 80 meter. Okay. So half base is gamma W into H. Already we have written that value 784.8 into H is 80 meter and length is 1 meter for the third dimension length. Now what is the lever arm distance? Here for the horizontal force you have to take the moment about toe now, and this force is in horizontal direction. So what is the nature of movement that will get developed? Yes, the value is 31392, but it is with the minus sign. Okay. Now lever arm distance and Geeta, what is your answer? 3152. Check that. Okay, lever arm distance for movement about toe. So for a triangular pressure distribution, it will be acting at a distance h by 3 from base. So 80 by 3 will be the lever arm distance. Now what is the sign for movement? Whether it will create a clockwise movement or an anti-clockwise movement about toe. So it is in horizontal direction. So this is 80 by 3. Sign for movement, what I supposed to write now? Yes, clockwise movement or anti-clockwise movement? Okay, no issue about this 80 by 3. Tell me about the sign of movement. Clockwise movement or anti-clockwise movement? व्हॅल्यूज म्हणलं की फक्त कॅल्क्युलेटर पट 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 करून सांगायचं, फक्त साइन पण सांगत. Yes, it is. Okay, correct. It is clockwise movement, therefore sign will be negative. Fine. Tell me the value now. Akash, Shivani, Romana, you are correct. Force into perpendicular distance or lever arm distance, that moment you have to write it in the last column. Now for P dash, that is on the downstream side, there is a water and height of that is 6 meter. So triangular pressure distribution is there. So first I will write that value 8, 3, check that. You take 80 by 3 as it is. So don't take 26.67 or something of that sort. You take 80 by 3. It will be 837120. Okay. Now P dash. Now it will be on downstream side acting. So in which direction it will act? It is on reservoir side or towards left. Therefore, the sign for this force will be positive. Area will be half base into height. So base is gamma W into H dash, that value already worked out as 58.86 into H dash is 6 meter into 1. So what you did for upstream side, same case you have to do it for the downstream face, right? So why the sign is positive now? As this P dash is acting towards reservoir or towards left, therefore it will be positive sign. So write it accordingly, its value over here. Now the lever arm distance will be, again a triangular pressure distribution is there, so it will act at h by 3 from base. So directly you can write 6 by 3 or 2 meter and write the movement accordingly. Now what is the nature of movement? So there won't be any hard and fast rule that the force is acting towards reservoir, so therefore it will create an anti-clockwise movement or clockwise movement of that sort. So you have to look at the figure and see to the movement very correctly. So here what is the nature of movement now? Here you have to take the movement about toe. This distance is very, say, small, so don't confuse related to this. So this force will create now movement in which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? P dash will create movement in which direction? 2 minutes sir. म्हणजे This computer has an adding graphic card, but the monitor cable is plugged into the integrated video connector. So attach the monitor cable to adding graphic card, set down the computer, plug the monitor in the adding graphic and connector, and first it shut down the computer and it 3 वेळा करत 3 वेळा. बरं ठीक आहे, माझाच लॅपटॉप घ्या डायरेक्ट. Okay, what is the nature of movement? That only you have to reply. Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Toe is there is a horizontal force, so it will be creating a force in which direction? Yeah, Anand. look at the figure, toe is there, so horizontal force is creating. Yes, it is anti-clockwise, therefore it will be positive. Okay, work out the values and write it accordingly. Say P dash value you are supposed to write multiplied by 2, you are supposed to write it over here. So what is the value of P dash now? 1 half 58.86 into 6 into 1. Okay, 176.58 multiplied by 2, that will be the moment. 353.16, yes, correct. Now what you have to do, just take the sum of P and P dash, that will be summation H over here, and summation M3, that will be moment of these two forces P and P dash, right? So now we have three moments, summation M1, summation M2 and summation M3. At the end, finally write down summation M, right? So do this part and we will continue in the next class for further calculations, right? Okay. So I will mark your attendance now. Okay. So shall we conclude the session? Already it is 12:12. Okay, fine.